Tyrant of Power book summary. Tyrant of Power is a historical psychological exposé that tracks Adolf Hitler's transformation from a failed artist and embittered soldier into one of history's most feared dictators. The book is divided into thematic chapters that dissect his ideology, tactics, and the psychological grip he held over a nation, and eventually the world. The central thesis is chilling. Hitler did not gain power through strength alone, but through manipulation, emotional seduction, and the exploitation of human vulnerability. Part 1. The Wound of Defeat. The book begins in post-World War I Germany, a nation humiliated by defeat and economic collapse. Hitler, then an angry and disillusioned veteran, finds purpose in scapegoating others and giving voice to the national rage. What good fortune for governments that the people do not think. Adolf Hitler, Mein Kampf. Here, the foundation of his philosophy is laid: control the emotions of the masses, simplify complex problems, and offer a villain, in Hitler's case, Jews, communists, and international conspirators. Part 2. The Charismatic Machine. This section reveals how Hitler built his persona, not just as a politician, but as a mythic savior. Through grand speeches, symbols like the swastika, and emotional appeals, he created the illusion of destiny. I use emotion for the many and reserve reason the few. Adolf Hitler. He learned that mass movements are spiritual at their core, not rational. He didn't just speak, he performed. This chapter explores how his words became weapons and how the crowd replaced the individual. Part 3. Propaganda and Myth. Here, the book dives into Nazi propaganda as a system of mass hypnosis, built on repetition, spectacle, and moral simplification. Hitler's regime used media, education, and culture to reshape reality. The receptivity of the masses is very limited, but their power of forgetting is enormous. Adolf Hitler, Mein Kampf. Truth became flexible, emotion became evidence, opposition became treason. Part 4. The Psychology of Obedience. This chapter explores why so many Germans, including ordinary people, followed him. Drawing on later psychology, like Milgram's obedience experiments, it argues that Hitler didn't just lead, he relieved people of the burden of thought. He gave them certainty, purpose, and pride. In return, they gave him their conscience. Part 5. Collapse and Legacy. The final section recounts the unraveling of Hitler's empire, devastated cities, millions dead, and a broken ideology. But it ends not with triumph, but with warning. The victor will not be asked whether he told the truth. Adolf Hitler. Even in ruin, Hitler believed in his myth. And even today, elements of his strategy, division, emotional manipulation, media distortion, remain alive in modern politics. Conclusion. The Eternal Vigilance. Tyrant of Power concludes by urging the reader not to view Hitler as a monster from another world, but as a mirror of what can happen when reason is silenced and emotion is weaponized. The book warns, tyranny rarely starts with violence. It starts with a promise to make things better.